most of them, which honestly pretty much sucked, but this really did test my own physical and mental strength as a wrestler to be able to lift girls and having to condition for a various amount of hours, especially 2.5 hours in a room filled of other potential people that are able to place during state or any type of tournaments. But today I will be talking about the ways wrestling isn't just a sport. It's a test of physical and mental strength. In the heat of the match, wrestlers discover what they truly are capable of. So imagine you're being pinned up, down, exhausted, and they're pushing your limits. The first thing that you're trying to do is build up your base. Well, that's literally how wrestling is, so welcome to wrestling. Make the next slide. So what technically is wrestling? Wrestling is a combat sport where two unarmed individuals grapple to gain control over each other using techniques, throws, and takedowns. When they are in a match, it is basically called an individual sport rather than having different types of other sports that are team sports. So that's why one of in the NMAA for martial arts, they usually have just individual sports instead of team sports. Yeah. The types of wrestling is folk style, that one. According to Wrestling Olympics, folk style wrestling is an Olympic sport that uses the entire body for offense and defense, including leg attacks. Leg attacks are basically just shots. If you're getting a shot that is a takedown, takedowns are worth 2 or 3 points depending if you get hip control, if you get the shoulders on the mat, and I think that was in the previous slide as well. Greco-Roman style, that one is using more upper body than having leg attacks, and that is commonly used I guess with really strong men, I don't know. But freestyle is commonly practiced in the US at high school and college levels. The focuses on control, awarding points for specific moves. There was a tournament when I was a freshman. It was in Canada, which was really awesome. I wasn't able to attend that one. It was an all Native American tournament, and they were practicing the Greco-Roman, the freestyle and folk style up there, and it's basically one of the tournaments I'll host every 4 years. The key aspects of wrestling is it does have physical attributes, mental skills, technical fundamentals, objective, and scoring. It is a unique blend of all of these traits. The discipline from the mental skills, mental toughness, the discipline and strategic thinking builds up the technical fundamentals. The reason for this is you have to have proper stance, motion level changes, and these all have they all break down to the takedowns and controls. Because if you're in the match and you don't have much of these, and if you're missing the physical attributes, it's more common for you to get tired within the first quarter, which is the first period, and those are usually 2 minutes. And if you can't really hold down that, then the other person on your opposing opponent will get the points for stalling, and that could risk your chance into going into other sports and have it go down from first, second, third, fourth, fifth placements. Some of the research I found in the NMAA was having to have the water assessment. The water assessment is basically having to have like a personal trainer from the high school get, I guess, your urination, so they could see how much water you drink or how hydrated you are throughout the sport you're doing. And if it's like comes out, I guess, a different color, then you're most likely to have to take it again, which it does take a while to go through. So, and then the training programs, there's a bunch of weight loss things that you have to do, which includes like the weight cutting and having to build up your strength within it, lifestyle and nutrition. That one, you really have to watch your what you're eating when you're going in practice, or if you're trying to have a balanced meal throughout the day. You really have to watch what you're eating. That includes like the calories, what type of diets you're gonna go on, and yeah. Lifestyles developed through wrestling. The first one is hard work really does pay off, especially going into the match. The resilience in the face of adversity. Importance of discipline and self-control. That one does rely on how much you can go through within a match, because those matches, if you're going into overtime, it exceeds the amount of points that you could have, and whoever gets the first takedown obviously wins, but it's just the discipline and self-control you have within that, within practice and out of practice. Various forms and perseverance and determination. This one does rely on like like if you're determined to do some type of I guess if you're trying to do some type of like other type of oh my gosh.
You're doing great.
The humility and sportsmanship, that one is basically when like right now, I guess, like having to come up in here and like just stand up here, especially when you're on the mat. You're having to go through a bunch of processes, including the mental, where you're just thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just get beaten down and all that stuff. Self-reliance and confidence, all of these things in the wrestling sport is some things that is most of the things that could actually build the life skills that most people develop later in life. And in conclusion, there's 3 types of wrestling, and it's the freestyle, Greco, and the folk style. Key aspects of wrestling: weight management and strength training, life lessons developed through wrestling. All of these things do build throughout life. It's not just the sport, but outside of it, there's a bunch of disciplinary steps that do build those life and resilience to becoming something that you are most capable of. Because if your mind is just telling you that you can't do one thing, you're just wrong, because it's just 1% that is physical and the rest that is mental, and that's one of the things that I personally have learned from this sport. And the next one is my resources. Yeah.
Good job.